what was the smoking cessation program? I'm curious because I know many smokers and I know many drinkers. And all smokers and drinkers, without being, generic, have excuses for why they're in it. Maybe it's whatever. At the smoking cessation program, you must have seen lots of failure rates. Take me through a day of that program where people are coming in to try to quit their smoking, and what is the routine that you're running with them?
So there was a counseling service that had to be provided to understand their smoking habits. And thereafter, there was certain treatments that we could, legally prescribe as a pharmacist in the UK. So those were considered if we felt that they were suitable for it. We had to do certain health checks, like check their blood pressure and their blood glucose and all of those things. What I realized in all of this is the smoking addiction is probably one of the worst that you could have, even probably more than drugs or hard drugs itself. Because once somebody is hooked on, it's very difficult to quit. But having said that, we also had a lot of success in making sure people quit. And then when they quit, they used to send us presents and sweets and all of that. And even years after they quit, they still remembered me that, okay, you know what, he's the guy, the pharmacist who helped me in this journey, And I think that is very encouraging for me as well. I realize, this you can have a genuine impact on someone's life, and then they appreciate it the way they did. So, and then also that also involved going to schools there and kind of educating the kids that, if you start smoking now, it'll be very difficult to give up by the time when you grow up. So don't smoke at all. So there was, and then there was a campaign also around drug use as well, which is a big issue, not just in the UK, but here in India as well. So getting involved in these campaigns made me realize that we are here for a reason. We're not just here to make money at all. So the reason why I mentioned it is because now what we do, I can take it to the next level now. That time I was in my little cozy pharmacy, just, treating a few patients here and there. Now we can have a much bigger impact.
If you want to watch small segments of the podcast, subscribe to Dostcast Clips. Taking the red line back and forth.
That is the exciting part. There's a lot to do, but I think we're getting there slowly.
Very interesting. I think this time in the UK working with the patients, I can see why it's shaped your philosophy towards more impact. I'm still stuck in the UK because I've never met a pharmacist who worked there, only because I've been to the UK in some very rough times, as the country is sort of falling apart with its crime problems and whatnot. And I'm sure even at a Boots, there must be people looking for medication. When they didn't find it, they would create a tantrum. So did you have security problems there ever?
There always has been. I mean, when you're trying to sell a controlled item, which needs a prescription or which is kind of regulated, there will always be issues like that. We've had issues with security. We've had, shoplifting and thefts and all kinds of things.
Fake prescriptions? Was that a thing?
Yeah, that also is there.
How did you spot
counterfeit prescriptions? And you could tell from the handwriting it's not a known doctor, for example. So those things, we were trained, to identify these problems. So we knew how to do it. When somebody walked in, we knew if it was genuine or if it was, something fake. So those things happened. We've even had people, I've had experiences of people, coming in with a knife and threatening you to give you something, and then the security had to run and all of that. So we've been part and parcel of this, so nothing really phases me after that experience. In many ways, I think in India, I've had a relatively safer experience.
Of course, chemists in
we don't
India
have
are very
to worry
safe.
about those things. In the UK, it can get a bit aggressive, but they have a system in place. So they have good security, and the police are very good, and they also know the areas where crime is known to be high. And so, but it's all part of the learning curve for us as well.
Very interesting. I really wanted to ask you about the UK because there's been a few times in my life in the UK and in London and in LA where I have been inside pharmacy stores and just inches away from a robbery, just inches away from an addict rushing at the receptionist trying to steal something or get something. But I have never seen this in Indian chemists, so that's why I wanted to ask you.